She looked like she squatted, so she had a nice bum.
Sorry, I never cry, but sometimes you hear something so nice and you just can't help it.
Nice bum.
And this next part of their origin story is pretty wild because apparently Bianca was not planning on getting into a serious relationship whatsoever because she had a big trip planned in a few months.
I knew I was going away. My tickets were booked.
But when Bianca left for the trip, Adam really missed her, so he decided to join Bianca on her 9-month-long vacation.
We went from just being, you know, casually dating to literally spending 9 months in each other's pockets.
Take notes, boys. That's a good dude right there. That's what you gotta do, man. If a girl says she's not looking for anything serious because she's going on a really long trip in a few months, that's an open invitation, brother. And at the end of their vacation, Adam decided to pop the question.
I came up with this idea of making a heart out of rose petals.
The fact that he set it up, you know, that's something that I wouldn't expect Adam to be capable of.
Okay. That's definitely something every guy wants to hear from their fiance. Yeah, I never knew he was capable of setting things up. You know, I asked him to set up the patio furniture one day. He got so scared he called the cops. Well, he tried to, but he never really figured out how to set up his phone. And shortly after their engagement, they discovered that Bianca was pregnant.
18 months after first swiping right, the couple now have a new life together in South Wales.
So now we got a good understanding of the couple, and at this point of the episode, they asked Bianca what her ideal wedding would be if she could make all the decisions.
My ideal wedding would just be a glamorous, classical day. I don't want a theme or anything related to what we've done before. I want this to be a new chapter, you know, a new experience. No jokey, gimmicky things, you know, just very elegant.
Okay, so classy, elegant, simple wedding, no theme, no jokey gimmicks or anything, not referencing anything they've done in the past. Try to remember those when we hear Adam's ideas.
Fate has played a huge part in my life, so I'm going to let fate decide the major decisions of the wedding. I will come up with various options, and Bianca will unknowingly choose her own wedding.
Absolutely 10,000 IQ play right there. He's gonna make Bianca randomly choose what her wedding is going to be like with the use of sealed envelopes because
it gives me sort of a get out clause, because ultimately if the day doesn't work out, then it's Bianca's fault.
Nice, man. That's a good guy right there, dude. Just totally absolves himself of any responsibility and puts all of it on her still. Even though he is doing everything, all of the pressure is still on her somehow. Good guy. So while Adam plans the wedding with his brother for the next 3 weeks, Bianca is sent away on a little family vacation that Adam isn't allowed to invite himself to this time. And as Bianca sadly drives away, Adam immediately starts to work out the details of the wedding. Or sorry, I think I said too many words. Adam immediately starts to work out. Imagine he just doesn't get anything ready for the next 3 weeks because he's just been working out the entire time. Bianca shows up at like an empty church 3 weeks later and he's at the fucking altar like,
how do I look? Spent 14,000 pounds on steroids. I hope that's chill.
Okay, this is when we find out Adam's 2 ideas for the possible themes of their upcoming wedding. So already it's not looking good because Bianca clearly said she does not want any themes.
I don't want a theme.
And both of Adam's ideas are themed weddings.
Me and Bianca fell in love through travel, maybe getting married on a plane. And the other option is obviously a big part of my life before Bianca came along. Well, obviously I was a prison officer. So we'll look at getting married in a prison. Get married in a prison.
Yeah, his 2 options are either getting married on a plane or in a prison. I mean, fucking, what's the difference? Get me out of here, I'm innocent. So to remind you, Adam is gonna have his brother present 2 options, like 2 sealed envelopes to Bianca for her to decide like major aspects of their wedding. But she doesn't know what she's picking really. So if it ends up bad, it's all Bianca's fault, quote unquote.
If the day doesn't work out, then it's Bianca's fault.
You know, because she chose it, right? And it's like, not really. That's really not how that works, especially when both the options are bad. No matter what she picks, it's gonna be a shit wedding. Also, like, as bad as the plane idea is, at least it like kinda makes sense. They love traveling. You travel on a plane, but getting married in a prison because Adam used to be a prison guard? That's fucking insane. Obviously, don't base your wedding off of a job you used to have. What the fuck? So right around here is where the wedding will take place. Looks perfect. Can I ask why you want to get married in the desert anyway? Well, I actually used to work out here, so it just felt right. Oh, okay, that makes sense. What'd you do for work? I used to disarm active minefields. Oh, cool. Well, if you would just follow me this way. Okay, so Adam's brother heads over to Bianca so she can make her first decision, prison or plane. She's obviously pretty nervous and confused, but she ends up picking the right envelope. Not the right envelope, because like both of them are wrong, I think, but she picks the envelope on the right.
I'm gonna go right.
And that means...
Yes. We're doing the plane, yeah?
So they're getting married on a plane. And at first I thought this was gonna be like a regular plane with like strangers on it and shit, which would have been fucking insane, but like I've seen crazier shit on airplanes, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. If I had to choose between seeing someone get married or seeing somebody like pick their toenails on a plane, I'm picking the wedding every time. But Adam at least has the decency to book out an entire airplane to fit all the wedding guests. I know Taylor Swift would be so proud of him. Just a joke. And you may be thinking, now this plane that Adam is renting, is it going anywhere? Is this plane whisking everybody away to a beautiful wedding destination? Is the plane taking people to the reception, at least? No. None of those. The plane actually isn't fucking going anywhere. Adam is spending £5,000 to put everybody in a plane that will take off into the air, fly around the airport for a bit so they can get married while they're in the air, and then it's gonna land back in the same airport. That's such a dumb idea. When a girl dreams about walking down the aisle one day, I don't think they're picturing that type of aisle. And also, dude, Bianca was 8 months pregnant at the time of filming this. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant, but I can assume it's pretty uncomfortable. And I think being on a plane, the most uncomfortable place like in the world, it's probably a bad combo for a pregnant person. And dude, the next part of this episode is like so hard to watch. Bianca and her mom take a tour of Bianca's like dream wedding venue. And before we go any further, yes, I know, I'll talk about it. I'm thinking the same thing. Holy shit, that hair is gnarly. Impressive, really. I want to know how many moms took a screenshot of this episode, printed it out, and immediately sprinted to their hairdresser. Because this is the ultimate Karen cut. Dude, if I was working a retail job and I saw her walk in, I am quitting on the spot. All jokes aside though, as diagonal as her bangs are, she's actually the most level-headed person in this whole episode, I think. And this part is just so hard to watch because all Bianca wants is a nice classic wedding to celebrate their love. You know, just no bells or whistles, super simple. And you'd assume that would be easy for Adam to pull off. Peace and love, he seems like a pretty simple guy. But while Bianca's looking at this wedding venue, Adam is on like a cramped airplane like, yeah, this will be good, bro. Perfect for a wedding. Yeah, maybe they'll even have a movie playing on the little telly screens.
Is being 17,000 feet in the air, pregnant, gonna make her happy?
Well, she hasn't got a choice. That's the situation I've left her in.
Such a shithead. Sorry, I'm being a little mean. Maybe he'll redeem himself with the wedding reception. Unfortunately, he wants the reception to be themed as well.
Adam wants to hold a Thai beach party reception.
Because they got engaged in Thailand. And although the plane is a bad idea, maybe he'll pick a pretty venue for everybody to eat and dance away the memory of their terrible high-altitude wedding. So let's see what he picks. Oh. Who the fuck looks at this venue and thinks wedding reception? An actual ghost could look at this venue and be like, no thank you, this is way too scary. Like, this is where the final fight of a ninja movie takes place. This is where... House. This is warehouse. This old dirty warehouse with a leaky ceiling is the venue that Adam chooses for the reception. And he hires this guy to transform the building into Thailand.
So I want all my guests to be transported to Thailand.
It's also super funny that he says he wants all of his guests transported to Thailand after being on a vehicle that could literally transport them to Thailand.
We're not going to get a better space than this, are we, really?
I don't think so, mate.
So I'm going to shake your hand on it.
Guys, you must know better places exist, right? Feel bad for these guys. Okay, so they're now halfway through their 14,000 pound budget, but all they have is the plane ride and the reception venue. They still need to buy rings, dresses, suits, shoes, food, drinks, and a bunch of sand to be transported to the warehouse so it can look like Thailand.
We want to fill it with sand.
You know, the things that every wedding has. And you know, as much as I'm making fun of these guys, budgeting, it's pretty difficult, right? It's hard to do for a wedding, it's hard to do in our everyday lives, which is why I'm so excited to talk about the sponsor of this week's video, Rocket Money. That's right, this video is sponsored by Rocket Money. Folks, a little while back, I found out that I was being charged every month for a podcast hosting service that I stopped using like a year ago. And this has happened to me several times in the past, where I sign up for something as like a free trial, and then the 30 days go by, they start charging me, I completely forget about it, and then by the time I remember it, it's too late. We've all been there. Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps